Hello guys, welcome to EduForest. Today we will solve this question. What is the question given here? Prove that root 2 is irrational. Irrational means not rational. So root 2 is not rational, we have to prove. So everybody knows that this type of problem is generally solved by the method of contradiction. Okay. Now in NCERT class 10 math book, it is given that in the example it is given, this question is given. So in the book it has been solved in the following ways. What it has been done in the book? So it has started from R and S by taking integers R and S. So this might be creating some confusion in the minds of some students that why it is started from this and why it is not started from A by B. Okay. Now here it has taken that R and S are suppose two integers such that R by S is equal to root 2. Okay. Now here it has been not mentioned that whether R and S are co-prime or not. So that is why it has taken that suppose there exists some other factor other than 1 which divides R and S, means suppose there exists another common factor other than 1 which divides R and S. Okay. Now it has divided R and S by that common factor. On dividing, suppose it gets two integers A and B such that A by B is equal to root 2. Now A and B becomes co-prime. Okay. Now it has assumed that this is co-prime. Now it becomes co-prime. Then it has proceeded further. It has proceeded further, and ultimately at the end it has proved that by the method of contradiction that root 2 is irrational. Okay. So only this portion is just creating confusion in the minds of students, but you need not have to worry because you may start from here, you may omit this portion because since we are assuming that root 2 is rational number, so you can start from here because we are taking A and B are co-prime. So according to the definition you can start from here. But if you take from here, then it's okay, there is no problem at all. But what will be the problem will be little bit lengthy. So you may start from here or here, that does not matter. But I will recommend you to start from here because it will give you full mark. You may include it or not exclude it. It does not matter. Okay. If you start from here also, you will get full mark in the question. Now let us solve this question. Okay. Now let us assume that root 2 is rational. It is, we have to prove root 2 is not rational. So we have to assume that yes, root 2 is rational. So you write down here, let us assume that root 2 is rational. Okay. Now this implies, according to the definition of a rational number, root 2 can be, since it is a rational, so it can be expressed in the form A by B. In some books it is given P by Q, so you may take A by B or P by Q, that does not matter. Now here I will take A by B. So then by definition of a rational number, there exist integers A and B, okay, such that root 2 is equal to A by B, means root 2 is expressed in this form. Only if you will express in this form, that is not sufficient for this number to be called a rational number. There are certain conditions, that conditions also has to be satisfied. Okay. So what are the conditions? B must not be 0 and A, B are co-prime. A and B, they must be co-prime. So these conditions also has to be satisfied by root 2 in order to be called a rational. Since we have assumed here root 2, so this condition has to be satisfied. Remember, this one we have to contradict. Okay. A, B are co-prime means A, B number integers are divisible by only 1. Okay. Now this implies if we will just take B to this side, so it becomes A is equal to root 2 B. Now square both sides, on squaring it becomes like this. Now this implies a square is equal to 2b square. Now this implies a square is divisible by 2. Now this implies a is divisible by 2. Okay. Now the question arises, why we have written a square is divisible by 2? How could you know that this is divisible by 2? Now remember, since b is an integer, we have taken a and b are integers, we have taken here. So square of b means square of integer is also an integer. When that integer is multiplied with 2, we get an integer which is a multiple of 2. Since a square is equal to 2b square, that means a square is also is a multiple of 2. Since a square is a multiple of 2, then obviously it is divisible by 2 because it is a multiple of 2. Okay. Now if a square is divisible by 2, then why a is divisible by 2? This is also another question. It might be confusing in your mind. Okay. So now how can we say, prove that the a square is divisible by 2? Then a is divisible. Let us take one example. You know 16. Now 16 is divisible by 2 because if you divide it by 2, you will get 8. So now you know 16 is 4 square. Okay, so that means 4 square is divisible by 2. Now 4 is also divisible by 2. If 4 square is divisible by 2, then obviously 4 is also divisible by 2. Okay, now that is why we have written a square is divisible by 2 means a is also divisible by 2. Now this give this one as equation 1 and this is as equation 2. Okay, now let me erase this one. Now let us take a is equal to 2c. Now where c is an integer, okay, write down where c is an integer. Now you may ask why we are taking a equal to 2c. You know we have proved that a is divisible by 2. If a is divisible by 2, that means a must be a multiple of 2. That is why it is divisible by 2. Since it is a multiple of 2, that is why we have represented the multiple of 2 in this way, where c stands for any integer. Okay. If suppose a is 12, suppose we don't know what is a, suppose a is 12, then what should be the value of c? It is 6. Okay. So that is why, since a is a multiple of 2, so that is why we have taken a is equal to 2c. That means a is a multiple of 2. Okay. Now put this value in equation 1. So write down, putting a is equal to 2c in equation 1. So on putting, what we will get? We get, what was the equation 1? A square is equal to 2b square. So this was the equation, a square is equal to 2b square. This was the equation 1. So put this value in equation 1. So what we will get? We will get 2c square equal to 2b square. Okay. Now this implies 4c square is equal to 2b square. Now this implies if we bring 2 to this side, so it becomes 4 by 2, that is equal to 2. So 2c square is equal to b square. Now this implies b square is divisible by 2. Okay, because this is similar to a square, this one. Here a square is a multiple of 2, here b square is a multiple of 2, because c is an integer. So c square is an integer. When integer multiplied with 2, it becomes an integer which is a multiple of 2. So that is a b square is a multiple of 2. That means b square is divisible by 2. So this implies b is divisible by 2. Okay, give it equation 3. Okay. Now we will write the next steps. Let me erase this one first. Now from equation 2 and 3, from equation 2 and 3, we have, what we have now? A and B both are divisible by what? By 2. That means 2 is a common factor of A and B, which contradicts A and B are co-prime. Is not it? We have taken initially what we have assumed, A and B are co-primes. That means they are divisible by only one. There is no other factor which divides A and B. But here what we got? We got that 2 is also another common factor which divides A and B. That means this conclusion contradicts this condition. Okay. So that is why it is a contradiction. So you can write hence, but this implies our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. Okay. What we have assumed, that is wrong. That is why we are getting a contradictory result. Okay. So this implies, or you can write hence root 2 is irrational. Okay. Root 2 is irrational. It is not rational, it is irrational. Okay. I hope you will like this video. If you really like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe this channel. Okay. And also press the bell icon so that you will get notification when our next video will be posted. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Take care.